This is Howie, the hare, and that is Tom the tortoise. Once, Howie Hare saw Tom Tortoise walking slowly with a heavy shell on his back. Howie Hare, very proud of himself, saw how fast he could run. Asked Tom Tortoise, "Shall we race?" Tom Tortoise agreed for challenge, and referee Eddie Elephant blew the whistle to start the race. Howie Hare hopped off towards finish line at a lightning speed, leaving behind Tom Tortoise. Seeing Tom Tortoise moving very slow, one step at a time, proud Howie Hare rested under a tree to take a nap. Tortoise kept moving one step at a time, slow and steady, towards the finish line. Hour passed and Howie Hare woke up to see Tom Tortoise moving very close to finish line. Howie started running fast, but it was too late. Tom Tortoise won the race, and Howie Hare's head bent in shame. Little, the hard-working mouse, loved everyone in the forest and was a kind-hearted soul. Ridley, the lion, lived in the middle of the jungle in a large den. One day in the evening, Little was in a hurry to get back home. Without knowing, he happened to cross Ridley's den as Ridley was resting outside. Ridley was half awake and grabbed Little by his paws. Little pleaded for his life and promised that if Ridley let him go, he would also help him in some way. Ridley agreed. Just then, a hunter threw his net on Riley, trapping him. Feeling pity for him, Little quietly walked up to him and chewed through the net. A kindness is never wasted. Sly, the fox, loved to eat grapes. One fine day, he was taking a stroll across the beautiful countryside. Suddenly, he stumbled on a grape vineyard. Sly's mouth watered as he saw the grapes hanging from the vines. Sly started to jump to get a hold of the grapes. It was high up there, and reaching it was not easy at all. He tried but failed again and again. As Sly got tired, he felt angry on the grapes and decided to walk away without tasting any of them. He thought that the grapes must be sour. But the very next day, he came across the same vineyard. To his surprise, he saw some of his friends feasting on the same grapes that he rejected the previous day. One of them looked down and smiled to him. It's easy to despise what you cannot have. Sly's head held in shame as he went on his way. It was an unusual day in the forest for all the animals except Paddy, the donkey, who found a lion's skin left in the forest by a hunter. He dressed himself in it and hatched a plan to amuse himself by hiding behind a bush and rushing out suddenly at whoever passed that way. He did manage to do so, and had quite a good laugh when Sammy, the deer, and Pete, the elephant, were scared to their wits. Paddy was so pleased to see the animals running away from him that he felt he were the king of the jungle himself. In excitement, he soon let out a large bray, attracting the attention of Sly, the fox. Sly smiled to himself without a care in the world. Paddy tried to scare him away, but soon found himself in an awkward situation when Sly told him, "You gave yourself away with that silly bray. Isn't it better to be what you are instead of pretending what you aren't?" Simon, a poor woodcutter, used to cut trees in woods. One day, he was cutting wood on the bank of a river. Just then, his axe fell into the river. No matter how much he tried, he could not get a hold of the axe. He sat on the bank of the river, weeping. Mercury, the goddess of water, appeared. She asked the reason of his weeping. Simon narrated the entire incident, still in tears. Then Mercury dived into the water, trying to console him. She instantly brought him a golden axe. Simon refused to take it as it did not belong to him. Mercury dived into the water and brought a silver axe. Simon did not take it either. Then she brought an iron axe, which indeed belonged to Simon. He recognized it at once and immediately accepted it. Mercury was very pleased at his honesty and rewarded Simon with the other golden and silver axes. There is no doubt that honesty is Jim, the dog, was loitering around for quite a while for food, and it indeed turned out to be a lucky day for him. Jim finally found a piece of bone to his surprise, lying nearby on the ground. He immediately picked it up to hurry back home so that he can relish his food in peace. As Jim was crossing a narrow footbridge, he happened to look down at the stream below and saw his own reflection on the silent, clear water. Jim paused for a while as a thought crossed his mind. Is it some other dog carrying a bone much larger than his? Without giving it much thought, Jim barked at the dog in the river, dropping his bone in the process. He realized his mistake and learned his lesson. It is very foolish to be greedy. It was a hot day in the countryside. Timmy, an ant, were searching for some water. After walking around for some time, she came to a spring, but Timmy had to climb up a blade of grass to reach the spring. Just as she started to climb, she slipped accidentally and fell in the water. Timmy struggled hard to stay afloat and prevent herself from drowning. She looked around for help, but there was no one. At that very moment, Timmy was spotted by Dovey, the dove. Dovey immediately plucked a leaf from a tree nearby and threw it on the waterbed near Timmy. Timmy managed to get on the leaf and find his way towards the riverbank to safety. Timmy looked at Dovey and thanked him for saving her life. Just then, a hunter nearby, hiding below a tree, was about to shoot Dovey. To save her friend's life, Timmy immediately bit him on the heel. The hunter missed his shot, and Dovey, thanking Timmy back, quickly flew off to his nest.